Top of them 1 and 2s. My name's Eddie, the Skinhead Gourmet. Today we're making what you guys in the UK call crisps. Here in the US we call potato chips. Oi! And you're going to want to do this ahead of time. We're going to take a potato, we're going to cut them down, and we're going to make a little bit of a brine. It's going to be equal parts water and vinegar, and then equal parts sugar and water. I would say for every cup of water and cup of vinegar, you're going to want a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of salt. One thing you will want to do is before you go and cut your first potato, you're going to want to have this ready, because as soon as it's cut, you're going to want to get it right into the brine. One handy thing that it's going to do is keep the potato from getting all brown and shitty looking. It's going to maintain its nice, beautiful golden color on the inside. We've got our brine going. Now we're going to cut our potatoes. You're going to want to be very consistent with the cuts, because you're going to want all your chips to come out the same way. You don't want one super crunchy, you're not going to want one a little soggy. You want them all to be able to cook nice, evenly, and consistently. And we're just doing a basic slice. I don't like mine super thin. I'd rather them cook a little bit more, give them a little bit more of a meaty flavor, or not meaty, but a little bit more bite to them rather. But as soon as you cut them, you're going to want to start getting them into your brine. It's going to keep them from getting brown and shitty looking, and it's going to preserve the beautiful golden color that they naturally have. Especially if you're using a Yukon Gold potato. It's entirely too pretty a piece of vegetable to see go brown and oxidized. To let our potatoes sit in the brine overnight, you need to let them sit for at least a minimum 2-3 hours just to kind of soak and let some of the starch out and get some of the flavor in. We've got some oil. Judging by the amount that it's reacting from a tiny little drop of water, it's ready to go. We're going to want to take some of our chips, shake off the water. Make sure that they're not going to be too wet. You're going to want to be very careful, because any water hits that, it's going to erupt up a little bit. You want to leave space in the pot to make sure you're not having a boil over. You're going to want to watch your hands, because it will hurt if it gets you.
Alarm goes off, a 2 minute clock, it's up again to enjoy the rock. We all know it's just the way it is. Life is so monotonous. Another day, another dollar. The only thing going is fucking Jollars. I'm overweight. I'm underpaid. Only trying right. It's killing my way.
While you've got your chips cooking in the oil, get yourself a bowl or a sheet pan or something that you can, it's not going to, it's going to be non-porous and it's going to hold the oil. Get yourself a paper towel down or a wire rack. Have this ready, because as these come out, you're going to want to get these guys down. Have something either soak up the oil or let them drain off so you don't end up with a whole bunch of greasy chips.
I'm on the way. Go out the weekend. Trying to get
There your chips are getting to be about done. If you look at them, starting to get at least brown on the edges and a little brown around them. You just want to start getting them out of the oil. Drain them a little if you can. One, because you don't want to waste oil. If you can reuse this oil a few times, especially if you're just cooking potatoes. Now, no sense in throwing it to waste when you can get at least maybe another use, if not 2 or more, depending as to how you clean it, if you strain it, and what you're putting into it. We're going to get our chips out, and as soon as we get them out, we're going to want to bring them back down, and we're going to want to season them up a little bit. We've got our chips fresh from the oil. I'm going to just hit them with a little quick shake of salt. You want to move them around, make sure that they're nicely covered. Now, if you don't want to just be boring and traditional and go with regular salt, you have a few options. I've had good luck with powdered seasonings more than anything if you want to season your chips right after they're out of the oil. Wasabi powder will give you a nice Japanese flair to your chips. You can also use ranch dressing mix I've had excellent luck with, or even the cheese packets out of a box of Kraft Dinner if you want to do a cheddar chip. I like to go with salt, but I can definitely encourage you. Be creative, have fun with it. They're chips, they're easy enough to make, and it's not hard to pair great flavors with it. Either way, I'd like to say enjoy, good eating. I'm Eddie, the Skinhead Gourmet. Oi!
Every day I feel myself getting sick. It's setting in, brick by brick. Talk again, I'm letting us go. I'd much rather they let us know. I'd really like life on the toad. Sit about on me hold. Another day, another dollar. The only thing going is the fucking Jollars. I'm overweight. I'm underpaid.